Over in the pages of Lazarus Planet Revenge of the Gods #1 and in back issues of Wonder Woman, we've seen Diana Prince, also known as the titular hero, go up against Hera to ascend. Little did Diana know, Hera and the rest of the gods had other plans in mind. And now Diana is in a battle with the gods over in the pages of Lazarus Planet. But will the rest of the Amazon supporting cast and the Shazam characters be able to come to Wonder Woman's aid? My name is Arako Braddock, and today let's go ahead and dive deep into Lazarus Planet Revenge of the Gods #2. But before we get deeper into the video, I want to go ahead and encourage you to consider subscribing to the channel and hitting the like button on our video if you enjoy our content. And I want to start things off by reading DC Comics' solicitation text for the issue. The gods have leveled up and Shazam is no match for them. After Wonder Woman's changing of sides to save her Amazon sisters, Billy must use his quickly fading wisdom of Solomon to formulate a plan to stop his world's destruction. Little does he know, a secret ally awaits from him in Olympus. But how will they make it there? Sounds like a job for Wonder Girl. And I want to go ahead and read off DC Comics, a creative team behind this issue. This one is written by Willow Wilson, featuring art from Cian, Tormey, and Emanuela Lupacchino, colors from Jordie Bellaire, and letters over from Pat Brosseau. The cover for the issue is illustrated by Guillem March. I want to go ahead and show off the gorgeous cover over from March right now, depicting billybatson, Shazam, and yaraflor, Wonder Girl, kind of marching towards a fight. I've talked about this in kind of previous issues of Lazarus Planet, but I really enjoy Guillem March's covers on the series. I think Guillem March's angular line manages to capture characters in really kind of off-the-wall poses that evoke so much of my imagination. I want to thank Adventures in Poor Taste for posting this preview of the issue as well. And also kick things off by taking a look at some of the gorgeous artwork in this issue from Cian, Tormey, and Emanuela Lupacchino. First of all, I want to say that I think Cian, Tormey, and Lupacchino really kind of meld cohesively throughout this issue. I had to look very hard to figure out kind of, who tackled which page of the story. But I really love this kind of approach to kind of DC Comics as a whole. This issue takes on, not one, but two different properties with Wonder Woman and Shazam. And I think that having, a clear and concise art style that's really kind of nimble and expressive with interesting page layouts and designs help this issue look so kind of bold and fascinating across this series. And one thing I'll say is that the real fun of the issue is just seeing how many guest stars that writer Willow Wilson can kind of tackle over on the page. And I think that both Tormey and Lupacchino both kind of rise to the occasion, depicting, yaraflor, Billy, Mary, just so many exciting characters across the kind of DC universe as a whole. Now, I really enjoyed kind of the last issue of Wonder Woman, which essentially saw Diana on the run after kind of making that deal with Hera. And over in kind of the pages of Revenge of the Gods #2, we're kind of seeing some of the supporting cast come to Diana's aid throughout the issue. I love the way some of these characters are kind of introduced in the way that Willow Wilson kind of kicks off these issues by showing us a sort of postmodern technique before introducing the character at hand. I think there's just so much like expressive subtext in Willow Wilson's writing that helps make this issue seem, really special and plotted and written very carefully. I think Wilson's dialogue was just fantastic. I love the way that all the kind of the guest stars show up in this story. When we get Mary, we immediately get a reference over to her separate story. I love how much of the continuity is being acknowledged. I love how we kind of get Billy and Mary on the same page. I really think that Lazarus Planet is kind of breaking down some barriers and taking the Shazam property in a way different direction from reading a comic book featuring yaraflor as Wonder Girl, billybatson as Shazam, but Mary Bromfeld as Shazam as well. I think this is such a groundbreaking comic book series, and that's part of the reason why I wanted to go ahead and make my review today. In addition to kind of these two characters, we also get some magical and fantastic interactions between Billy Batson and Yaraflor. Yaraflor's personality in this issue is just pitch perfect. I love how she kind of has this element of, spunk, but she's always kind of, willing to go along with something, and such a sort of, aggressive and, confident character across these stories. Also, I really do think that kind of the plotting of this series has just been so excellent. I love that we've kind of getting little elements of plot between both Hera and the Wizard, and I love that this issue brings back that cliffhanger with the Wizard and then brings the Shazam property over to a different direction. I really hope that going forward, DC Comics will continue to meld Wonder Woman and Shazam. There are so many things tonally about these two properties that intersect with each other kind of so seamlessly. And I would love to see DC Comics kind of capitalize on that. Also, recently in DC Comics, we've seen the publisher really kind of flesh out people like, Nubia, Yaraflor, and the rest of Wonder Woman's supporting cast. We're still seeing that. They're still picking up on these plot threads over in this issue. There's all sorts of references to Themyscira, what's going on with the Amazons, and these other characters are also trying to kind of catch up with Diana as well. So just there are so many intriguing things about this series. And if you're really kind of invested in the new kind of direction and nature of the DC universe, Lazarus Planet Revenge of the Gods is absolutely breaking down some new barriers for readers. So I had so much fun with Lazarus Planet Revenge of the Gods #2. I think this issue is so ambitious, but seamlessly managed to kind of fuse multiple properties of DC Comics together. I want to know from you, what are some of your thoughts of DC really kind of melding, Shazam and Wonder Woman while expanding some of these franchises in the same breadth? Were you as impressed with kind of Willow Wilson, Cian, Tormey, and Emanuela Lupacchino's work as much as I was in this issue? I want you to let me know down in the comments below. Thank you guys so much for coming to check out Lazarus Planet Revenge of the Gods #2. And please stay tuned, as we'll be back with each and every issue of Lazarus Planet moving forward. Thanks so much, and we'll see you soon. Bye.